Hello and welcome to Save and Submit podcast. My name is Isla,
And my name's Anastacia.
and we are discussing the tips and tricks of surviving IB core curriculum, which is TOK, extended essay, and CAS, which is this. And we will also be discussing our favorite little aspects of our own interests throughout the podcast. So you don't always just have to listen to our educational rambles.
You can listen to our own personal rambles too.
Yeah. So, please tell me, Anastasia, what are we discussing today?
Today, we are talking about the EE, extended essay. Whoop whoop.
Everybody. Okay. So, Anastasia,
Um,
what is the extended essay?
well, the extended essay is a 4,000 word essay,
Oh.
um, academic essay
Hmm.
of a topic of your choice, really, and about a subject, usually one that you take, and they can also be a combination of two subjects.
Yeah.
Um,
Called the World Studies.
Yeah, exactly. Which we will get into later when we talk about the subjects of the EE. Um, but it's just a personally interesting thing, like whatever you're interested in. And if it relates to academically to your classes, go for it.
It doesn't need to either.
Exactly. It
As long as it relates to a class, it's fine.
exactly. Like we know a person who did a world studies with history and drama didn't take drama.
Yep.
So it's all just about whatever you're personally interested in and just making sure that you can talk about it for 4,000 words.
Yep. Which I know some people have struggled with.
Like, it seems daunting at first, but if it's something you're truly passionate about and you do really enjoy, 4,000 words, you can finish it easily.
As long as you have all the information.
Obviously. Obviously. Research, big part, guys.
Research is interesting if you're interested in the topic,
Mm-hmm.
but by goodness, it can seem daunting. I will never deny that.
Yeah, exactly. But, Isla, why do we do the extended essay?
Well, we've already sort of mentioned it, but it's kind of to explore more of our own personal interests because
Mm-hmm.
I did my essay on history, big shocker there, and it's just you kind of look at it kind of going, okay, what do I want to learn more about? And can I argue something?
Mm-hmm.
Because this is an argumentative essay. So you need to think about all these topics. What are you interested in? Okay, I'm interested in this. Why are you interested in this? What can you argue about it? And then you just kind of keep going and going and going. And until you get to a point where you kind of go, yes, I can argue this, and I have information and resources to help back it up.
Mm-hmm.
And I think
Exactly.
that's what's most important because you're not only deepening your understanding, but you're actually creating more of an interest in a topic that you probably might never have been able to explore before.
Exactly. I think that to me as well, I fully agree. And I think just it's a great opportunity to not only like focus on something you're interested in, but also hone your research skills and
Oh
also
yeah.
writing academically. Because especially if you're going into a like I don't want to say like I'm trying to think of the words, like a kind of analysis driven course in uni. For example, we both are history and
Yeah.
criminology, very analysis driven. Um, and if you're going into one that's a lot about essay writing, this is like a big preparation towards it. And I think it's like preparation just in general because I feel like almost no matter like what you major in, you're gonna have to write an essay at one point in time, and it's just a great opportunity to do that. And if you're not writing essays all the time, you're going to be researching a lot in university, in my opinion. And this is just a great opportunity because it gives you the chance to really pick and choose between resources, and it makes sure that you like understand the process of writing such an academically driven essay.
Yeah, I do 100% agree. And the reason why you get given so long to write your essay is because it's so long and dense.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that is a good thing, but I do think there are some negatives for giving you so long to actually write the essay.
Procrastination.
Procrastination, yes, but also you what happens a lot, I don't know if it's changed since we've done, because I know
Mm-hmm.
there's been some updates to the extended essay since we've done it.
Yeah.
Um, what happened was you get given a lot of stuff like really quickly for like 3 weeks, and then you get
Yeah.
nothing for a month or two, and then you get given a lot of stuff again. So that doesn't quite keep everyone's interests at the same level.
Mm-hmm.
So I think if you were to do it, I feel like you should have everyone write at least their first draft before summer,
Mm-hmm. And not
and then
over.
not over, and then have them edit it over the summer, and then have it due like in October time.
Mm-hmm.
So then they could at least they had the summer, and if they have any more questions or anything, they can still go to their advisor. Because I feel
Mm-hmm.
like having them write it out over summer break, you're going to see that a lot of students probably won't write it and are more likely to leave it till
Guilty.
after. And it's just kind of so I think if you're going to do it, you should be more readily planned
Yeah, for
to have
sure.
everything, have all the kids have everything ready so they can have their first, not their first draft, but like their rough outline
Mm-hmm.
kind of being written like over like their spring break or something.
Yeah.
And then so they can then write it within those next few weeks where there's kind of like a
Mm-hmm.
bit of like a lull without assessments. And
Yeah.
then they can just get that submitted. So then
Mm-hmm.
so then they're still in that academic mindset rather than have it written over the summer where they're not really doing as much work. So it's
Yeah.
just kind of trying to find that balance, which is what I think is
Mm-hmm.
going to be really important.
Yeah. So that brings me to a separate question. Why is the advisor necessary in the extended essay? And how do you ask for a good advisor?
Know your teachers. The
Mm-hmm.
teachers are very important. The advisors are there to give you feedback, and they're there to pretty much be like, this is what we need to do, and if you're off track, you tell me so I can help you figure something out. Because the extended essay is massive. And to do that by yourself without any advisors is going to be quite difficult. And so by having someone on your side to kind of go, hey, how's it going? I haven't heard much
Mm-hmm.
from you in a while. That can kind of keep you like accountable for your actions,
Mm-hmm.
but also by having a teacher kind of being there with you, not to hold your hand, but to kind of be like, if you need any help, tell me because
Yeah.
I'm more than happy to help you. And to find a good one, I think you just need to know your teachers.
Mm-hmm.
You talk to the teachers, you kind of ask teachers about like their pasts. And you kind of
Mm-hmm.
go, okay, so this teacher has experience in this, and so they will be a very good or possible person to help you get through your essay.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. I fully agree. I think that it's all about knowing your teachers and just making sure that you pick somebody that you know is going to be able to help you because that's what you want. You need the assistance because this is you're probably one of your first academic essays ever.
And probably one of your most important ones in IB.
Like, yeah, it is. And in your just like I want to say high school life, this is probably one of the most important essays you will ever write. Not to make it sound daunting, just being realistic. Um, but so I think it's just super important to know your teachers and just make sure that you in your heart, you know, like, oh, okay, this is going to be the best choice for me because this is my topic and this is what I want to study.
Yeah.
So Isla, what did you do for your extended essay?
Oh gosh. So I did my extended essay about Arthurian legend. So if you don't know Arthurian legend, it's about King Arthur and all his stories and tales. And I explored how real world events influenced Arthurian legend.
Mm-hmm.
I won't lie, there were a lot of tears. I loved the topic. Can I tell you a lot about King Arthur now? Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Will I happily tell and annoy my friends about King Arthur? Yes,
Yes.
because they have sat through me rambling about King Arthur a lot.
Mm-hmm.
She can confirm this.
Yes, I can.
But genuinely, did I have to rewrite my entire essay with a span of about a week? Yes. Because
Mm-hmm.
did what I write in my first draft make any sense? Nope. But that's the point of the extended essay. You're meant to be kind of punched a few times. You're meant to kind of get down into the nitty-gritty of your topic, and you're
Mhm.
meant to kind of go, huh, I know this now.
Yeah,
I could not have done this 6 months ago when this entire thing started, which could have
Mm-hmm.
been done in 3 months. I will keep going on about that. But I think that's the beauty of the extended essay because, as I mentioned, you're meant to get pushed down. You're meant to kind of go, oh, this is really bad. I don't know if I can actually keep going.
Yeah,
You keep moving forward and you kind of go,
hmm
yes, yes, I can. Or no,
exactly.
no, I can't. That's when you go to your advisor and they kind of go, you can do it. And you're like, yeah, I can. And you just keep going.
Yeah, exactly. It's like that one song. You get knocked down, but you get up again. This extended essay is never gonna keep you down.
Yeah. The only way you're going to keep yourself down is just by giving up. And the
Exactly.
moment you give up, the extended essay won. You do you want the extended essay to win? No, you want to win. So you
Exactly.
kind of say, not
It
now, extended
is.
essay.
It is almost kind of an uphill battle,
Yeah.
but it's something that I think is very rewarding in the end.
Yeah, but the moment you get over that hill and you start tumbling downwards, that feels great.
Exactly. It's like the end, and it's feeling like it's complete, and it's the best work you could have done.
Yep. And so, what about you? What did you do your extended essay on?
I did my extended essay also on history. I did the civil rights movement and its impact on the progress of equality for minorities in the US. And
They far more factually and probably have a lot more evidence.
I had, see, my thing is that I had too much evidence, too many people, because civil rights is so widely talked about even to this day, because the Black Lives Matter movement in 2020, it was relating heavily to the civil rights movement. So I had so many resources that it was almost overwhelming about how much there was. um I had to pick and choose very carefully. I had to like fine tune all my resources and make sure that I thoroughly like read through all of them and picked my like ones that I guess most resonated with my topic. So I had to do a lot of reading. I don't think I've ever read that much academically, ever. But it was just something that I've always been passionate about. I've always been passionate about American history. We don't really do American history in school because we do European mainly and a bit of Asian.
Yeah.
Um,
Not a bit of Asian,
so
a lot of Asian. A lot of Asian.
but
In the nicest way possible, a lot of Asian.
but yeah, so I've always been interested in American history, and I thought that again, this is a great time to open up something that you are passionate about and something that you are interested in and really dive into it. And I'm also all for equality. I am like a big advocate. Some may say woke. Um, so I think that this is like an amazing opportunity to really understand, I guess, the almost like start of so many movements and like the big catalyst for it all almost. And that is like one of like my biggest reasons for choosing it is that I'm so interested in like the politics of it all. And I'm like very into politics now in general. And just I really like strive to understand like what makes equality equal. And I think that it's just all comes down to the extended essay, picking something you are interested in, because I can talk about the civil rights movement for ages and ages and ages. And I think that just shows a like successful almost extended essay is if you can talk about it forever. Like you and King Arthur. You can ramble about King Arthur. I can ramble about the civil rights movement.
At
So
least you
I
had more
guess
evidence than I did. I was scraping.
no, but sometimes too much evidence is awful. I
Which
had
kind
to go
of
through ever.
which kind of leads us to our last topic of the
Hmm.
Viva Voce.
Yes. And also just tips and tricks. So
Yes.
Isla, what is the Viva Voce?
The Viva Voce is kind of like the final hurrah of the extended essay. It's that
Yes.
last little mound you need to get over.
Hmm.
You know, like when you see a nice big like mountain range, climbing over the mountain and you just see that little bump and you're like, gosh,
Like a little
I
speed
thought I
bump.
was done.
Yeah.
The Viva Voce is pretty much you and your advisor. You just discuss your extended essay. They'll ask you questions. They'll kind of go, why did you choose this topic? What kind of challenges have you had with this topic? And all these things, it's a lot more daunting than it actually is
Hmm.
because it's pretty much just them checking that you actually did write your extended essay.
Yeah, exactly.
And so they can like sign off and be like, yes, they wrote the extended essay.
Yeah.
So,
Especially with the rise of AI.
yeah, the rise of AI has caused a lot of issues.
Exactly. So it's nothing, in my opinion, I was horrified for it. I thought that my advisor would be asking me, like, okay, when did Martin Luther King Jr. say this, this, and this? Or when did Malcolm X say this, this, and this? Or what does this source that you quoted say? I thought it was going to be a quiz about my extended essay and I had to know it front to back. But really, it's just talking about your process. And you can't talk about your process if you didn't do it. So that's like the biggest thing. If you know exactly how you did it and what you did, that's all that matters in the Viva Voce.
Yeah, I agree. Because my Viva Voce was it was just like, we both knew all the answers.
Mm-hmm.
Because me and my advisor, we met quite a few times. Because it's just like, because she wanted to make sure that like everything was on top and so when she wrote it, she can like make the best thing. So pretty much she was asking me questions that we both already knew the answer to. But
Mm-hmm.
it's just, as I said, making sure you wrote it. And so she can do like the final sign off.
Exactly. So, Isla, what are some of your final tips and tricks for anybody that might be struggling with the EE, whether that be picking a topic, writing it, research, etc.?
Well, I feel like the best thing you can do, you talk to two people and look at one aspect. You talk to the extended essay coordinator
Mm-hmm.
and you talk to your advisor. If you're struggling with figuring out where to start, you always talk to one of those two people
Yeah.
because they can help you definitely in trying to guide you into kind of going, talk about this. Trust me, talk about this. And then you can also look at the guide regarding your topic. So let's
Mm-hmm.
say you're doing a history or a computer science. There's always this guides on the IB websites, and your school is bound to have like guides somewhere. You can
Mm-hmm.
go to the library, you can ask the librarian, but there will always be something to kind of go, oh yeah, here, this can help you figure out what you want to say here.
Yeah, exactly. So just always like know what resources you do have. There are always going
Yeah,
to be plentiful of EE
100%.
resources, whether that be from the IB, from your teachers, or from your fellow students, whether that be in person or online. There's a huge community of IB students, and just know what you have, and don't be afraid to ask.
Yeah, 100%. Because that's kind of where people kind of struggle the most because they feel like they need to do it all by themselves, but they don't. People are
Yeah,
there.
people are there. Don't be afraid to ask for guidance, help, or assistance.
And I think that's everything regarding the
That
extended essay.
is. That is. So, this is Anastacia
And Isla, thank
signing
you for
off.
listening to Save and Submit.
Until next time.
Bye. Peace.